Good afternoon. On today's episode of Sunday Dinner, we are going to cook enchiladas in a white sauce. So today we've got 3 cups of chicken breast in this case. We're going to use 2 cups of chicken broth. We've got 4 ounces of green chilies. We've got a teaspoon each of garlic powder, cumin, onion powder, and chili powder. And then we're going to use 3 cups of Mexican style cheese. In this case it's a blend of cheddar, Monterey Jack, and quesadilla cheese, and also some asadero. And then we have a cup of sour cream that we are allowing to get to room temperature. We'll address that a little bit later. And then we've got our flour tortillas. So those are our ingredients, and let's get started. Okay, now because this is a white sauce, we are going to use a roux to thicken it. So we've got 3 tablespoons of butter, and we've also got 3 tablespoons of flour, and that's what we're going to use to thicken the sauce. So I just wanted to add those to our list of ingredients, and let's go ahead and get started on the sauce. Okay, so we've got our butter heated up, and we're going to gradually add flour. Cook that up a little bit, get rid of the floury taste. So add a little bit more. Excuse my camera work. I'm using one hand with the camera on, one hand with the whisk. And the rest of it. That's that. So let that kind of cook for a few minutes, just to kind of cook the flour out of that. Floury taste anyway. And now that we've lower the heat a little bit, we got it about medium high. Let that cook a little bit. Now I'm going to add, I've got the 2 cups of chicken broth. I'm going to go ahead and add that. And spill it a little bit, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and stir that up. Stir that in. Turn the heat up a little bit. I've turned it down a little bit because it's getting a little too hot, but I'm going to go ahead and let this warm up until it starts to thicken. And this is where you'll want to add the sour cream, the room temperature sour cream, once it's had a chance to thicken. So let's go ahead and let this thicken up, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so now we have a real low boil, and you can see it's actually, the roux has actually done its job, and it's actually thickening up the sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the sour cream and the green chilies. And don't mind my steam. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the sour cream and the green chilies. So I've gradually added the sour cream, and as you can see it's really thickening up here now. Now that I've added the sour cream, it's definitely thickened up. Now I will go ahead and add these green chilies. I drained the green chilies. 4-ounce can. Stir these in here. Now I'm going to go ahead and let this simmer for just a couple more minutes, and in the meantime I'm going to go ahead and get the chicken and cheese mix started, so let's take a look at that. This is coming together pretty well. Alright, so let's take a look at that chicken and cheese. So I've got my 3 cups of shredded chicken and my 1.5 cups of the cheese, and I've put my spices in there, so I'm going to go ahead and mix that all together. Okay, so this is all mixed together now. Now let me add here that if you wanted to add peppers, green pepper, onion, any more of the green chilies, anything else you wanted to add to this, you could at this point. We're just going with the kind of basic recipe. We've got, just the basics here. So that's what we got. Now we got to put them in the tortillas. So let's get going on that. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to take one of these tortillas and we want to add some of this mixture, some of this chicken and cheese mixture to this. That's a little much, so let's take some of that out. But yeah, we want to go ahead and do that. And then we want to go ahead and fold it up into our enchilada. And then what we want to do with that is we want to take it and we want to put it into a pan that's already got some of the sauce in there and put it seam side down. Alright, so I've got 7 enchiladas here, and they're all pretty good size, so kind of looking forward to getting these. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and put the sauce on them, and then the remaining 1.5 cups of cheese, and into a 350 oven they go until they're done. Now when I say they're done, some people are always like, well, how long? Well, honestly, it's until they're done. And that'll be when the cheese is melted on top and it looks good. You'll see what I mean. Alright, so let's get the sauce on these bad boys. Alright, so here we have it. 1.5 cups of cheese on these babies. And we were standing here talking, my crew and I, as I was finishing this up. And we do agree it looks more like burritos. But it's an enchilada sauce, so we're gonna still claim them to be enchiladas. So anyway, we'll put this in the oven, 350, until it's done. Alright, so they are done. And you can see, when I say done, you see the browning. Some spots are more done than others, but it is definitely done, and it's bubbling up, so man, it looks good. We're really looking forward to this tonight. It's Sunday dinner. Let's plate this up and show you what it looks like. And here we have our final product. I've garnished it with a little guacamole, salsa, and sour cream, and I'm serving it with a little bit of Spanish rice and black beans, refried black beans. It sure looks good. It ought to. It's Sunday dinner. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.